Azurite Sea has been out for several weeks now. We've actually had time to even see a metagame, see some games being played, see some cross-continental action going on. And honestly, it's been a lot of fun. But I think it's time that we actually really take a look at Azurite Sea and kind of make those early predictions of saying, hey, is this set good? Is it bad? Thumb up, thumb down. We're going to walk through some of the things that I think we kind of needs to be discussed. First and foremost, Azurite Sea. I think the release date for this set was perfect. Came out kind of right before the holidays, but enough to give us something to do during the holidays. The only downfall of it is the lack of opportunity to play with this set officially. In all honesty, the fact that set championships aren't going to be until the middle of January of 2025 is a really long time to give a lot of players the excuse to go in and participate in Disney Lorcana events, especially ones that are played for Ravensburger promos outside of league kits. All in all, I think it's a good timing though. I think getting it out there, giving it as a way to give as like presents and gifts for Christmas and the holidays, I think that's all good. So we're going to definitely start with Azurite Sea release date as an up. Let's talk about some of the cards from Azurite Sea though. So Amber, right? Amber, we got Lilo, we got Tiana, Zimba, and Sugarway Speedway Finish Line. All these cards I think are really impactful, and I think they, in a way, they can all be played together, but most commonly they're going to be played separately. Zimba, Tiana kind of work against one another a little bit. Lilo adding a new way for Amber to have a threat recursion that's very cheap. You know, we've seen in the past having Hades, having Revive, and, maybe even Underworld from a time to time. This is officially a card by itself. No additional cards needed. Just does what it wants to. And it's really a cheap, efficient way of doing it and does force your opponent to completely have it. Sugar Ray Speedway is now kind of just introducing this brand new location deck, something new, something fun, and something interesting that we haven't really had in a while. Most of the location decks in the past have not been really built around a specific location, more just like a compile of them. And they're pretty good when you're on the play, and they're just like kind of telling your opponent like check every turn as they're trying to figure out how much damage they can do to a particular location in one turn. This is a little bit different. This is offering a way to draw and gain lore all in one fell swoop. Yeah, it takes some hoops, but racers are kind of already designed to really get away with this. Really cool, really interesting. I got to give thumbs up to these cards from Amber. I think they're all really nice, really going to find their way into the metagame and really kind of just impact what Lorcana can be. So straight thumbs up. Let's talk about some of the Amethyst cards. We got Diablo. We got Genie. We have the White Roses. 3 of these cards all making impacts, all in different ways. Obviously, Diablo might find its way into every single Amethyst deck. Crazy to say that a 1-cost 0-1 is that, but in all honesty, it really does represent constant lore and a way to replace itself. With the ability of Crab, you're going to have a way to even utilize it. I think it's a real nice free way. I think the best way that I can actually present it is a 1-cost inkable spellbook. Yep, that's sometimes what it is. Sometimes it just turns sideways forever, gain lore, amazing. Genie, phenomenal new addition for Amethyst aggro decks. Really good way to kind of close out games for aggro or even control. We're finding it as a way to replace rabbits. Rabbits are just maybe too slow for the format in most cases. It really requires a particular type of gameplay to be efficient. And because of that, you're kind of just falling out of favor. They're not doing as well. And we need a card like Genie that is a 2/4 with 2 lore to help us replace itself, keep our hand sturdy, and then quest away. The White Roses, on the other hand, it's a new 3-cost 3/3 edition that gains lore immediately. Only character of its type that can say that. Comes into play 4/3 with a 3/3 stat line, with 1 lore, and it immediately gains 1 lore. It's not Blue. It's not Donald Duck. It's not, any of those other cards are similar where they come in and they have to have something else. No, White Rose does it itself. It's only the one side of GOAT, but for 1 cost less on a pretty similar stat line character, White Rose has definitely been turning out to be a really phenomenal addition to the metagame. So huge thumbs up. But let's talk about the rest of it. What is the rest of Amethyst doing? I mean, all of these cards are just, I don't even know what to do with them. In all honesty, there's just like, they're all over the place. The legendary Yzma is not finding its home. It's really just like super reliant on your opponent literally doing nothing and just letting you get away with things. I don't think Amethyst has ever been designed to rely on these things like that. They're always reliant on cards when they come into play. They do something immediately or they threaten the game. They can't rely on a card to come and play, sit there and pray that you even get to utilize it. In all honesty, a lot of the Amethyst cards really down. They just don't make any sense. They're not really helping you anyway. And of course, the argument we made is Amethyst didn't need the help, but I'd like to see a little bit more diversity than just 3 cards that pretty much all fit in the same exact deck. So Amethyst as a whole, big old down. Go-Go. Wow. Can we talk about a card that is actually unreal? I mean, this card right here is a plus. Even in the world where we get to a point where players are playing around Go-Go, the idea that they have to play around a 2-cost inkable is, I mean, that's pretty good, guys. It's one thing when we've been playing around cards like Rapunzel forever and doing all those things of trying to prevent your opponent from drawing cards. Now, if you can't quest, if you can't even in some cases have characters in play because, decks like Steel have the ability to just put damage on and things like that, it's going to be really difficult to just deny the lore gain from this character. Go-Go, one of the best additions, if maybe a top 3 card in the set, because there's a couple other cards that are just unbelievable, but this card, without a doubt, huge thumbs up. Played out so good the last few weekends already. Absolutely incredible addition to the Emerald package. But what about the rest of Emerald? Guys, what is any of these cards doing? Is anyone excited about other Emerald cards? I know you probably like Basil. No, like we don't need Basil. Is it cool? Yeah. Is it situationally good? Yeah. Is it inkable? Yeah. Like it's all those things. It's fine. But honestly, big old thumbs down. Not exciting for me whatsoever. The other Emerald cards, I mean, like, just look at this list. What is there to be excited about? I know it's not all of them. I know it's a cut for some of them. But honestly, guys, what are we doing here? Not helpful, not fun, not exciting. Big old thumbs down for the rest of Emerald. Talk about some Ruby cards that were actually phenomenal. I know that you look at these, and right now, these 2 cards are only being played in one deck. Obviously, Minnie Mouse, let's be honest, only going to be seen playing in location decks. That's okay, though. This card, seeing play in location decks, that card is good. Absolutely astonishing. But Raya, yeah, this might be the best Raya printed, period. Looks subtle, but in all honesty, this like whole ink and get a thing mechanic, very, very good. Very, very powerful. It is basically free text on a character. It gives you the ability to do these things right away. It's not like you have to wait. Obviously, yeah, we're under dropping, but we're under dropping on later turns for specific reasons. Like we're under dropping later in the game to play a Minnie Mouse to ink and then get back a location that's going to be powerful. And in some ways, that location could be our ink for next turn if it's an inkable location. Raya just enables combat tricks immediately. It enables double singing immediately. There's a lot of things that are going on there that you could really have fun with Raya. And on top of that, she's a 2-lore character herself. It's not like she's just some bad character. Really, really excited about these specific characters. And honestly, the ink sync characters in general in the game, I do think most of them are exciting. But I think that these 2 are probably 2 that when they were spoiled, nobody was talking about these cards. Nobody was talking about Minnie Mouse bringing back, speedways and things like that, and how many times you can do that in a game. And all of a sudden, now you only really need 1 speedway instead of trying to find 4 because of this card. Yeah, definitely no one was talking about Raya. Like, in all honesty, I didn't hear a single person say, yeah, this card's going to be good. It's going to be a lot of fun. No, I didn't hear that. It's just, but it is good. It's a lot of fun. And I think if we really dive into this mechanic as the game continues to go, big thumbs up for the ink mechanic in this game, in this set. Azurite Sea killed it. Really cool, really fun way to interact with characters within the game. But we got to talk about this, guys. Let's talk about the pirates, right? We can see it here. Okay, so we have a bunch of different pirates, right? We have, the amber ones, the steel ones. You have the ruby ones, the emerald ones. You know what's really cool? That we got pirates. You know what really sucks? That the best pirates are 4 different colors. There's 4 different ink combinations, guys. You can't build a deck with 4 different ink combinations. It's not legal. Why? Why did Ravensburger they refuse to give us a good tribal deck? Spoilers, Ruby Steel Still not a good ink combination. Doesn't have the tools. Not powerful enough to sustain hands. You have to go outside of the tribe to even attempt that. Or you have to rely on a card like a Whole New World. We need a way to make these things worth it. And while, really good Ruby cards are great for Pirates and really good Steel cards are great for Pirates, it's not great for deck builders. We want to play with tribes. We want to enjoy the game. I want my All Princess deck. I want, my All Inventors deck. Like, I want these things to exist. It's too much fun not to. Pirates had a great chance. There are so many Pirates in the set. As again, we showed them. I mean, look at all these Pirates. It is so sad that we cannot build, honestly, a like even a tier 2 pirate deck, probably. Like, just so far away. Really big letdown that they spread out the best pirates across 4 different ink combinations. Would have loved for them to bet more on 2 of them. Just give 2 ink combinations, say, hey, this is the pirate deck. Great. That's awesome. We can't do that right now, and it's really frustrating, and it definitely does suck. Big old thumbs down for Pirates in Azurite Sea. Let's talk about some really good Steel cards, though. Honestly, you look at Jim. Wait. Listen, this is a card that really, I think very early on, people read it and they're like, oh, okay, it's fine. But you know what? That ink ability again, right? When you ink and you get a thing, guys, it's really good. It's good on both the Ruby cards. It's okay on the Emerald card. It's great on the Sapphire card. It's great on the Jim Hawkins right here. That's right. This guy gets Challenger 2. He's a 2-cost 0-4. Big old booty, right? Big old booty that turns into a 2-4. Very easily turns into a 2-cost 4-4. I mean, it's not even difficult, guys. Like, it, all right? You play with Sapphire cards. You play, you play the Fishbone Quills. You play the Azurite Seas. Yeah, that's right. That card's cracked. Don't worry. We're going to talk about that soon. The bigger Floodborn Jim Hawkins. That's right. Rigging specialist. Shout out, guys. I'm a rigging specialist. I'm excited for this card. This guy's a rigging specialist. If you don't know what rigging is, another time, maybe in a podcast. But seriously, this guy's insane. Comes in, does the damage. All right, cool. It's a 5/5. We can pay 3 to get a 5/5. If we inked on that turn, we can pay 3 to shift into a 7/5. Which is, people don't really understand how that works. Yeah, listen, when when you ink a card with little Jim Hawkins in play, you get plus Challenger 2. When you shift, you still have Challenger +2. It's a base status effect that gets added to the character for the turn. So you do get that strength involved. Crazy. Basically a 7/5 shifter for 3 resources. I mean, you can banish anything in the game. You can banish Castle, just about anything in the game, even a Tamatoa, because we can do 1 damage to the Tamatoa when we play this card. So all of a sudden, this guy for 3 resources, whoop, see you later, crab. Adios. Giant thumbs up for James Hawkins. But let's talk about Calhoun. Calhoun, another card that has come in and just changed the game. This card hits play on turn 2, and just about every player's reaction is, I mean, seriously, it's just like, man, how do I deal with this? 3 strength, 2 willpower, resist 1. Oof, man, it just doesn't go away. Honestly, you're supposed to quest when when you can't challenge, but realistically, this might be one of those characters that when it hits play, you're like, I'm just gonna leave it here. It's gonna gain me 2 or lore probably at one point or another, and the answers for it just aren't good. And in all honesty, the scariest thing about this card is that if, let's just say, you're setting up your board, you're getting nice and sturdy, you're doing your thing, and then your opponent's like, oh, I'm gonna Zeus that. Well, I mean, they just Zeused your 2-drop. You should be like, yes. Like, all right, thank you. Giant thumbs up for these 3 characters in Steel. Super good, super fun, super playable. Whew. I gotta breathe for a second. I gotta drink some water for a second. In all honesty, you see these? Whew, oh my god, guys! Sail the Azurite Sea, without doubt. Namesake of the set, best card in the set. Thumbs up. Way to knock that out of the park. Making a card named by the set, and the card is an absolute staple for now and forevermore. I've said it a million times. Buy your foils. Like, this card is gonna be a $15 to $20 foil. I have no doubt about it. I don't care that it's a common. That's how good it is, because it's gonna see play forever. Alice is a card that I don't think many had on their radar. I don't think we've even seen it be successful in tournaments yet. Because when I did the meta report last week, there was none of these. And I mean none of these in top decks. But that was wrong. People haven't discovered it yet. She's cracked. You're going to love her and you're going to play her. Huge thumbs up for Alice. Baymax. You know, legendaries in this set are right. And I listen, I hear you, right? I hear you. We can make an argument that Baymax is also right, but I can make the argument the other way. Yes, it's a 5 cost. Yes, it's inkable. Awesome. Has 6 willpower. All right, cool. 6 willpower, 5 will. All right. 2 strength. All right, I get it. It gets brawled. Okay, it gets brawled. You know, I get it. It gets Medusa. You know, I get it. But you know what it does? When it comes into play, you get lore immediately. Sapphire cards, you know, obviously Lucky Dime, very good card. Not saying that this is Lucky Dime. I don't think it is. But it is doing something that Sapphire doesn't do particularly well. And on top of that, in a go-go world, this is like almost like playing the game with Emerald decks playing go-go. Because now you're going to put, you know, leave some damage laying around. They might leave some damage around. They might think like, oh, we're going to get them. We're going to get them. No, we're not going to get them. We're going to play our Baymax. We're going to remove 2 damage, and then we're going to gain 2 lore. And we're going to flip those scripts a little bit. Giving Sapphire a cheaper dime, I know, I get it. It's not, you know, it's not gain 5. It's gain 2 max. That's okay. I think this card's going to make an impact. Do I think it's a 4 of? No, I don't think it's a 4 of. But do I think it's a 2 of? I think so. I think that Baymax is going to prove some people wrong. This card is very good and it's very strong. Huge thumbs up. So there you have it. A lot of really fun things about Azurite Sea. As a whole, huge thumbs up. Is there things missing? Yeah. Did they clown around a little bit? Yeah, they clowned around a little bit. But what I will say, without a shadow of a doubt, is the best part of Azurite Sea, the biggest thumbs up, no stupid singing rats.
You poor unfortunate souls in pain, in need.
None of them at all. Take them out, throw them in the trash can. Nobody wants stupid singing rats. Okay? Nobody. Definitely not this guy. Huge thumbs up for that one. No rats, no singing. I mean, nobody cares, man. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear rats sing. All right? Nobody. Just saying. But seriously, Azurite Sea, phenomenal. Let me know in the comments what you think is a thumbs up, thumbs down from the Azurite Sea set. Really excited. Let me know what you thought about this video and the concept of this video. Something a little different we haven't done on the channel, but I really wanted to get out and really start doing these things for different scenarios. I think starting with Azurite Sea was great, but hey, I might even do an ups and downs for Europe, European Continentals, or you know, the CCS in a couple weeks ago. Maybe even some of the other events that are being held like kind of around the nation, like PAX Unplugged. By the way, come see us at PAX Unplugged Community Hour, 7:30 on Friday from 7:30 to 9. Sponsored by Heavy Play, sponsored by Medify. Gifts from the community. We got gifts from Dale. We got gifts from Wochuk. We got some stuff that you can win from us. Really going to be fun community hours. So definitely come and check that out. And I promise you there will be no rats there. I promise. Absolutely promise. But seriously, thank you guys so much for hanging out today. Let me know in the comments what your big thumbs up for this set. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like videos like this, you probably like this one. You maybe like that one. Check one of those out, and I'll catch you in the next video.